Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. Today I'm doing day 25 of the My Daily Spread collaboration with rachandbellacrafts, and our artists for today are Kelsey Thomas and Nonstop Papercraft. So please do go and check out the links that I've put in my description box to their YouTube channels. I've created a very simple watercolour doodle framed journaling spot for you, and I'm talking about my best friend Lisa, so I hope you'll enjoy me for a little bit of watercolour fun. Let's start by playing with a little bit of watercolour, and just to show you what I've got here, these are just some simple watercolour doodles I've done, and then I've fussy cut them out. So we can do something like this, and then you can create your own floral frame. So let's get going. I've got a really cheap brush here, and these are Paul Rubens watercolours that I've just put in a travel case, and then I've swatched them out there so you can see the colours there. Let me just pop the colours to the side of me so I can see what I'm doing. So a lovely colour to do florals is always quinacridone rose. So what you can do is just start by putting about 5 dots in a circle, and I'm doing this on some light cardstock, really cheap, so nothing special. And what you want is for these to be as sort of whimsical as possible. And then wash your brush out, make sure you've got nice bit of water on there, and then just draw out the petals. And then what you can do is you can make the petals larger, however big you want them. Rinse and repeat. So you can draw it out straight away, or you can press your paintbrush down. Just do whatever feels natural. But above all, just enjoy the piece. It just is so lovely just to create little blobs on the page. And don't worry if they merge into one or don't quite look like a flower. By the time you finish painting these, they'll be perfect. So another one you can do then is like a rose. I'm not very good at the rose. I'll try some of this permanent red violet here. This is quite a nice deep colour. And for this you kind of just do C's. And then as you go around, you make them thicker and thinner. You just keep on doing it until you're happy. I think that's big enough. I'll do another one. Problem is, once I start, I can't stop. Just do it quickly like that. And then let's do a bit of a bright, really bright pink. Another really easy flower then. Just trying to think of how it does it now. You sort of go to one side and then draw around it. And that's the shape. Like that. So of course we need leaves and things, but you can go back to these flowers now and then maybe use a bit of a dark colour. So I use the quinacridone rose, but then I could use the permanent red violet to go in the middle and just add some colours. And you just see the paint just spread. Lovely like that. So I've got a couple of more sheets here somewhere. Oh, I thought I had more sheets. Oh yeah, they're hiding under here. So I'll just do more. Now, depending on the size of your page, you can do these flowers as large or as small as you want to. And I do find this the most relaxing activity. And if we do a larger one then, so let's go and use a little bit of opera rose. So again, I'm just going to do my dots, just spread them apart a bit. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry a minute. And let's do a little bright one here. So another way to draw your flowers is just to press your brush down. I'm not very successful at doing this. I always have to go back in and then make them look a little bit more petal-like. So this is Opera Light Red. And let's do another one. I do enjoy just doing these little dots. They're just so easy. And these will go really well in your frame. And then what you might like to do as well is have some leaves to cut out. So choose your favourite green. So my favourite green is sap green. And then I'm just going to make some leaf shapes. I find it easier to do it like this, just making a sort of just drawing it like that. And you could draw a series of leaves. And Pinterest is a great place for looking for little examples of different types of shapes, sort of floral and leaves. And just copy what you find. So I love sap green because it's very yellowy green. Then you can mix it, make it more of a grassy green. So a grassy green has got a bit more yellow in it. My yellow has always got a ton of green paint in there. And just keep on playing. Preferably until you run out of time. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the florals now and let's draw some leaves on these. So you don't have to have leaves, but it is nice sometimes. But this one definitely needs a stem. And then you can just draw a couple of small little leaves. So these ones can have leaves on the bottom. We can do it in the side. And I think I'll leave those just as flowers. So let's then finish off these. So again, I'm going to leave these as flowers, but I am going to put some leaves, I think, on that one. So I'm just sort of drawing the brush from the middle. Running out of space a little bit there. Let's draw a couple more. fill up the paper. I think I really like this quinacridone rose. There we go. So I'm going to let these dry now, and I'll show you just the outline. You can do that to all your flowers, but I tend to have a bit of a mix and match. This one here, I'll probably do an outline as well to show you how you can then define the actual flower. It's quite interesting the way the paint has reacted with the cardstock. You can see all these little dots, which is quite weird. So when you want to define then your flowers, what I do is I start off with some dots, and then very messily with a thin black liner just go around. Just like that. You can add some lines, just make them whimsical and fun. So this one, let's make a middle, and then you can define the pattern shapes. So the paint is just inconsequential really to the actual, to the shape of the flower. So I'm going to fussy cut these out now, and then we can have a play with these and create a floral frame. So for my journaling spot, so I've cut these out, sorry, and that's those, all the ones that we've done together. I didn't cut them all out, but for my journaling spot, I've typed out just something small about my best friend Lisa. I'm just going to age it a little bit. So again, I typed this on the same cardstock as I did the watercolours on. So I just want that sort of antique-y look. Now what I'm not too sure about is what I want in the background, because I have got some scraps here, and I did think I could layer these up. So some of these are from Rachel's kit, and some are just pages. So we'll put these down just to see what they look like with the flowers, but I'm not too sure. Let's just pop some there. And then all I was going to do to frame this is just put the flowers all the way around. And you've just got to try and get them to fit in. And they can overlap. I'm definitely going for a very pinky theme here. I think my friend will be horrified. She's not really a pink kind of lady. She's her career has been spent in the army, which is why she's a very practical kind of person. I don't think that goes there, but I think something like that's enough. And honestly, I'm not sure I actually need the papers in the background. I think it'll be just fine on its own. So I'm going to glue this in place. So it's a very simple page. And I don't want it dead set in the middle. So it's in the middle this side, but not top and bottom. And I'm going to very loosely glue these in place so that I can underlap and overlap. So I think you could have tackled this in so many different ways. You know, you could have had a photo frame. And that's what I originally had, that's what I thought I was going to do. But then I thought, oh, I fancy doing a little bit of watercolour. Let's let's have a play with some watercolour. That's what I was thinking. So your leaves can come off the page. And I was just going to add some leaves. I don't think I'm going to have enough room. Well, I might. So you can really make this as elaborate or as simple as possible. I've gone with really quite simple, just kept similar flowers and just created that pretty little frame all around. And yeah, it's a shame I can't fit all the flowers in, but I think it's just fun, really. It's fun just to use something of your own creation sometimes, and enjoy the journaling as well. So that is a very easy way to frame a journaling spot. And you could use dried flowers, you could use die cuts, you could use stickers, or you could use fussy cuts from any of Rachel's pretty flowery kits. I think it's just a nice way of creating a frame. So that is day 25. And today we've got Non-Stop Paper Crafts and Kelsey Thomas as our artists today. And as I've said, it's a frame journaling spot, very simple, very easy. And I hope you will have a go of doing some pretty little watercolour doodle flowers with me. And I will see you in the next video, which will be day 26. Bye-bye for now.